Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be sharing with y'all some goals that you should be focusing on other than just the scale when you're trying to lose weight. Because sometimes, no matter how hard you try, the scale's just not going to budge. There's a lot of different factors that can affect that. So if you can have other goals set in place to keep in mind in your journey of losing weight and trying to get healthier in general, then that'll help you to feel less discouraged whenever you don't see that number on the scale moving. We're going to be talking about lots of different things that you may not have even thought about as a way to track your progress, but you can incorporate them into your overarching plan of how you want to lose weight and get healthier. You at least have other sources of encouragement to remind you that you're making progress and there's no need to want to give up or quit because you're doing an amazing job. I also want to preface this by saying that it might not be directly weight loss that's helping you to reach these goals, but rather healthy habits that you form along the way of trying to lose weight that may impact these different aspects of your life. If you'd like to see more weight loss content, please consider subscribing. And if you like the video while you're watching, you can go ahead and press that thumbs up button down below. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've broken up these goals into 5 categories. Please feel free to comment down below if I don't cover something that you think is also an important goal to keep in mind when trying to lose weight. I would love to have a conversation about that. So let's go ahead and start talking about aesthetics. Aesthetics is probably what the majority of us are trying to lose weight, our primary goal is. So this can be the number on the scale. But you can also monitor progress and physical changes in your body by taking progress photos, progress videos. If you've seen some of my prior videos, I've talked about before how there's been months where I only lost 1 pound, but by taking pictures and videos of my body from 2 months prior to the current time, I could see significant differences in the way that my body was looking. Another thing you can do is taking measurements. So with this, you can literally get a measuring tape from Walmart for like 99 cents and just look up what body measurements you should take. Look up how to do it properly, and no matter where you end up measuring out, just make sure that you're consistent with your measurements over time. A third thing that goes along with aesthetics is just how you look in clothes when you look in a mirror. Over the past, 8 or so months that I've been losing weight, it's been incredibly encouraging and incredibly reassuring to gradually be able to fit back into more and more of my clothes that I used to love and have more variety of clothes that I can choose from, And like I said, aesthetics is important, helps us feel confident, feel good about ourselves, and that's totally okay. But that shouldn't be your only goal, right? So on to the next thing. And this is freaking huge, you guys. Mental health. It took me the longest time to realize how much my mental health was impacted by my physical health. It's one of those really weird things because the evidence isn't right in front of you, and I feel like it also takes a long time to accumulate the mental benefits from becoming more physically healthy. So here's some things that I really highly recommend either taking mental notes of, or if you have terrible memory like me, write in a journal. Write down different things that you notice as you're going through your health journey. Ask yourself, am I feeling less anxious? For me personally, I tend to have overly intrusive thinking, and sometimes I get down a rabbit hole of anxious thoughts that it can take hours for me to get out of. But ever since I started running at the beginning of quarantine last year, I've noticed that I can get myself out of that rabbit hole so insanely easier than I could before when I wasn't treating my body as well. It sucks because people would tell me that all the time, and even research tells you exercise leads to less anxiety and better mental health. But it's really hard to grasp until you actually experience it yourself. And you gotta just try it. If you battle with depression, have your symptoms changed at all since you started on your health journey? How is your cognition? Is your memory getting better? Are you able to think clearer, focus more? What about your energy levels? Are you feeling more energetic, less fatigued? Do you feel like you're getting better sleep? Are you waking up less in the middle of the night? I feel like my memory, my focus, my motivation just to do life in general has gotten so much better. So these are all things that you really have to think about because mental health's become a huge conversation over the past decade, and rightfully so because it's so important. So it's more prevalent now than ever to take care of our mental health. We can talk about it, we can recognize it. And of course, getting physically healthier may not alleviate all of your mental health symptoms. Obviously, we're never going to be perfect. Our brains are never going to be perfect, but incorporating exercise and eating better and just trying to get healthier and losing weight, if that means getting healthier to you, all of these things can contribute to having better overall mental health. And the next category is physical health. And this one sounds kind of obvious, right? So I'm talking about things such as if you have any sort of health conditions, are you seeing any relief of those? I've heard of people who lost weight and used to be severely lactose intolerant, completely rid of that condition once they lost weight. I myself get really bad acid reflux and have digestion issues sometimes, and that's been alleviated a lot. Another thing goes hand in hand with the mental health is your sleep. Having really good sleep is mega tied to having good physical health. Sleep does a lot of crazy things for our brain and our bodies. It's a huge healing process, and when you're having good sleep, you're gonna have better physical health, and when you're having better physical health, you're gonna have better sleep. My sleep has changed completely, y'all. Other things are like, are you having, better movements? 7-year-old Kennedy laughing here, but honestly, are you going to the bathroom better? Are you having less issues in that area? What about your reproductive health? Or have your periods changed? Have they gotten lighter, less cramping? Or on the other hand, have your testosterone levels changed if that's something that you've dealt with? What about your libido? Has your libido improved in any way? There's a lot of different aspects to your physical health that can also change as a result of losing weight and getting healthier. Next category is physical fitness. So a lot of this is probably going to be more related to the exercise side of getting healthier and weight loss. So monitoring things such as your strength. Are you stronger? Are you able to lift more in the gym? Are you more easily able to pick up your kids or your cats or dogs or whatever you may have? I know not everyone lifts weights, but strength can be acquired through other means other than like directly lifting weights. Obviously, that's going to be like probably the most optimal way to do so, but you can still gain strength just by doing normal exercise as well. Everyday tasks may become a lot easier for you as you feel yourself getting stronger. And I tell you what, lifting weights is incredibly empowering, especially as a woman, and I know it's empowering for men too. All types of people can benefit greatly from lifting weights, but moving up in weights, every few weeks is such an incredible feeling, especially when the scale's not moving for me. A big reason why that happens is because I'm losing fat, but I'm building muscle. So a big thing for me to not feel discouraged when the scale's not moving is to remember, hey, you started off lifting 5-pound weights doing rows, and now you can lift 20 pounds. In a couple weeks, you're probably gonna be able to lift 25. That's, for me personally, a huge indicator of success outside of just looking at the scale. Another thing is flexibility. Are you more flexible? Are you able to move around easier? I noticed the other day, this is gonna sound so silly, but I always felt super embarrassed all throughout grade school whenever we'd have to do like the gym class tests of physical fitness. Man, those days sucked. I feel like I would crush it now. Man, if I could go back. Anyway, they would make you sit on the floor and put your feet up to that little box, and they'd measure how far you could stretch forward. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And I could never touch my toes, and all my peers were touching their toes. But I noticed the other day, I can reach past my freaking toes, you guys. And I know that that does not sound like a big accomplishment. Like, I don't need a trophy or anything, but I mean, I'd like a trophy. Like, that'd be kind of cool of you guys. But anyway, it's the little things like that. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm literally reaching halfway down the back of my shoe. And the thing is, everyone's different. Everyone's starting at different levels. It doesn't matter what level you're starting at when it comes to any of these factors of health. Remembering where you started and comparing that to where you're currently at is such a good freaking feeling. Anyway, another thing is, how is your endurance? Are you able to run for longer periods of time or even walk for longer periods of time without feeling so out of breath? Are you able to go upstairs without being out of breath? And then, are you just able to move around more easily? Do your movements feel less awkward? Is there certain movements you've been trying to do in the gym or within a sport that you play or dancing or anything like that that felt awkward for a long period of time, but now it's like you're killing it with that type of movement? Even if you freaking hate exercising, it's important to find a way that you enjoy it. But if you can't enjoy it, having these little goals set for yourself and reminding yourself of the progress you've made in your strength, endurance, flexibility will eventually give you that intrinsic motivation to want to keep pushing forward and continue to exercise. And then lastly is comfort. Are your clothes fitting you better? There's no worse feelings than having no clothes that feel comfortable to wear. Do certain positions just feel comfortable to you? Like, there's certain things that can feel more uncomfortable when you're overweight that you kind of don't really think about until the weight's no longer there. Do certain movements feel less painful to you? Were there some movements when you were at your heaviest that just didn't feel good, such as when I was 165, running hurt my knees really, really bad. Whereas now, I mean, running can still hurt, but I don't feel that same amount of pressure on my knees and ankles as I did when I was heavier. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. I also want to go ahead and mention that I think it's very important to stress that yes, weight loss often leads to better physical health, but weight loss in and of itself is not always healthy, okay? Me, myself, I've gone through all the yo-yo dieting. I've gained weight and lost it several times throughout my life, and I've definitely gone about it in unhealthy ways before, and I can confidently say that the way that I'm losing weight now is the absolute healthiest way I can do it, and I feel the best I've ever felt in terms of my physical and mental health. So I highly encourage you, if you are wanting to lose weight, please try to look at your weight loss through a frame of mind that's not just wanting to look better, but also physically and mentally feel better, and have goals in mind, not just for the scale, but also for your overall health, and just try to be the healthiest you that you can be. So yeah, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this helped you. And again, please, if you have any ideas, go ahead and comment them down below. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.